Welcome to QSE Academy, where we demystify ISO standards and help you navigate the complexities of compliance with ease. Before we dive into today's presentation, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more insightful content, and have a look at our ISO packages of templates in the description below, which you can download and use to streamline your certification process. Today, we are focusing on Chapter 9 of the ISO 17021 standard. This chapter is crucial for certification bodies because it outlines the necessary steps to ensure a fair and competent assessment of management systems. Whether you're looking to become certified or you're on the path to becoming an auditor, understanding these requirements is key to success. Chapter 9 is all about the key process requirements for certification bodies. It's the heart of the operation, guiding you through the certification process, ensuring that you conduct your assessments consistently and impartially. From initial application to follow-up surveillance, this chapter covers the entire life cycle of certification. As we go through this presentation, keep in mind that our templates are designed to help you meet these requirements with minimal stress. So let's get started and unlock the essentials of Chapter 9, simplifying each step for practical application. Remember, if you have any questions or need further assistance, our team at QSE Academy is here to support you. And, of course, check out our ISO packages for ready-to-use documentation templates. Let's begin. Moving on to the pre-certification activities outlined in Chapter 9 of ISO 17021. This is where the groundwork for the certification process is laid, ensuring that the certification body is ready to conduct a thorough and competent assessment. First, we have the application review. This step is about ensuring that the application is complete, that the organization applying has the competence to meet the certification conditions, and that there are no missing pieces of information. It's like making sure all the ingredients are ready before you start cooking a meal. Next is the development of the audit program. This isn't just a one-off event, it's about planning the entire certification cycle, creating a roadmap that will guide both the certification body and the client through the process. Think of it as plotting out a journey, ensuring you know all the stops along the way to your destination. Then we have audit time determination. This involves setting aside the necessary time to conduct the audit, taking into account various factors such as the size of the organization, the complexity of its processes, and the scope of the certification. It's a bit like budgeting time for a project, making sure you allocate enough to cover all the bases. For organizations with multiple sites, multi-site sampling is crucial. This means developing a program that allows for sampling of various locations to ensure consistent practices across all sites. Imagine conducting quality checks in just one branch of a franchise. It wouldn't give you the full picture, would it? Lastly, for organizations that comply with multiple standards, the certification body must ensure that the auditing is adequate for multiple standards certification. It's about being efficient and thorough, covering all standards in one cohesive auditing process. Remember, our ISO packages come with templates that can help you with all these pre-certification activities, making your process as smooth as possible. Check them out in the description below. And if you're finding value in this presentation, please like and subscribe for more practical insights from QSE Academy. Let's continue. As we continue our journey through the ISO 17021 standard, we've arrived at a crucial juncture, the planning of audits. This stage is about setting the stage for a successful audit and involves several key components. Firstly, we have the determining objectives. This is where we establish clear audit objectives, the scope, and the criteria. It's about knowing exactly what we're looking to achieve with the audit, what areas we'll cover, and by what standards the audit will be measured. This step is akin to setting the destination and route for a voyage, ensuring that all involved parties are aligned and understand the goals. Next, the scope. Here, we define the extent and boundaries of the audit. It's about understanding the limits of what will be audited, ensuring that no area is left unchecked and that the audit does not stray into irrelevant areas. Think of it as drawing the map for the areas to be explored. The criteria involve identifying the reference documents against which the audit will be conducted. These are the benchmarks we use to measure compliance and performance. It's important to have these benchmarks clearly defined to ensure an objective and fair evaluation. When it comes to team selection, the importance of choosing competent and impartial auditors cannot be overstated. The integrity and value of the audit are highly dependent on the auditor's abilities and objectivity. It's like selecting the right crew for a ship. The success of the mission depends on their skills and impartiality. Lastly, we have the audit plan. This is about developing a detailed plan for conducting the audit, outlining each step and assigning responsibilities. This serves as the playbook for the entire audit process, ensuring that every aspect is carefully planned and nothing is left to chance. Remember, at QSE Academy, our range of ISO templates can assist you in each of these steps, providing you with the tools and guidance needed to plan and execute your audits effectively. You can find these templates in the description below. And if you're finding this content useful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and let's move on to the next part of the standard. Let's focus on the key points regarding the initial certification process as outlined in ISO 17021. The initial certification audit is a pivotal moment for any organization on the path to ISO certification. It's a process that's divided into two stages, each with a distinct focus and purpose. Stage 1 is the readiness review. Here, the goal is to confirm that the organization's management system is ready for the more rigorous Stage 2. This is not just a box-ticking exercise. It's a comprehensive review to ensure that all the required documentation is in place, the management system is fully implemented, and the organization is genuinely prepared to undergo the detailed scrutiny of the next stage. Stage 2 is where the effectiveness of the management system is thoroughly evaluated. Auditors will look at how the processes are being applied in practice, how they're monitored, and how they're maintained. They're not just looking for compliance with the standard, they're looking for effectiveness, improvement, and evidence that the management system is a living part of the organization. It's worth noting that passing the initial certification audit is not the end of the journey. It's the beginning of a continuous cycle of improvement. Regular surveillance audits will follow to ensure that the organization remains compliant and continues to improve its processes. We at QSE Academy are dedicated to supporting you through this process. Our ISO packages provide you with templates that can simplify and guide you through both stages of the initial certification audit. Don't forget to check them out in the description below, and if you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content. Let's keep moving forward. Conducting an audit is a structured process with several key stages, each critical for ensuring the integrity and success of the audit. Firstly, we have the opening and closing meetings. These bookend the audit process and are vital for setting the tone and concluding the findings. The opening meeting sets out the objectives, scope, and criteria for the audit, ensuring everyone is clear on what will happen. At the closing meeting, initial findings are discussed, providing the auditee with an immediate understanding of the auditor's conclusions. Next, we move to obtain and verify information. Authors must gather information from various sources to form a complete picture of the organization's compliance with the standard. This information must be verified for accuracy and relevance, ensuring the audit conclusions are based on solid evidence. Identifying and recording audit findings is where the auditors document their observations. Clarity here is crucial. The findings form the basis of the audit report and are essential for the organization to understand where they stand in terms of compliance. Preparing audit conclusions is the stage where auditors analyze the findings to form their professional judgment. This includes determining whether the management system conforms to the standard, the degree to which it is effectively implemented, and whether it is capable of achieving the organization's policy and objectives. Finally, the audit report is produced. This document details the audit's findings and conclusions, providing a clear record of the audit and serving as the official document that the client organization can use to improve its management system. Each of these steps requires meticulous attention to detail and a thorough understanding of the standard and the organization's processes. The goal is not just to find nonconformities, but to help the organization improve its systems and processes. After the audit process is complete, when we arrive at a crucial step, the certification decision. This is where the fate of the audit is finalized, and it's done in several key stages to ensure fairness and accuracy. Firstly, there's the review of audit findings. This step is about taking a comprehensive look at the results of the audit. Every finding, observation, and piece of evidence gathered during the audit is reviewed thoroughly. The objective is to ensure that the audit findings are accurate, complete, and fairly represent the organization's adherence to the standard. Then we proceed to review additional information. Often there may be additional context or data that wasn't available during the audit or that has been provided after the closing meeting. This could include corrective action plans or further evidence of compliance. This step ensures that all relevant information is considered before making a decision. The decision itself must be made by impartial individuals. This is critical for the integrity of the certification process. Those making the decision must not have been involved in the audit to ensure that there's no bias or conflict of interest. Their role is to objectively assess the audit findings and any additional information and make a judgment based on the evidence. And importantly, these individuals must not be involved in the audit. This separation helps maintain the objectivity and impartiality of the certification decision. It's a safeguard that ensures the decision is based solely on the evidence and the criteria of the standard, without influence from the audit process itself. Each of these steps is designed to uphold the integrity of the certification process, ensuring that when a certification is granted, it is deserved and reliable. This structured approach to making the certification decision is part of what gives ISO certifications their value and trustworthiness in the global marketplace. Maintaining certification is not a one-time event, but a continuous process that requires commitment and regular attention. Let's walk through the steps outlined in the funnel diagram to understand what it takes to maintain certification. At the top of the funnel, we have the regular surveillance audits, which should be conducted at least annually. These audits are like health checkups for the organization's management system, ensuring that it continues to conform to the standard and that the processes and controls are functioning as intended. Next, we must plan and perform recertification audits before the current certification expires. Recertification audits are more comprehensive than surveillance audits and are necessary to renew the certification for another cycle. Evaluating continued conformity to standards during audits is an ongoing task. Each audit must confirm that the organization's systems and processes still meet the requirements of the standard. Moving further down, verifying the effectiveness of management system implementation is key. It's not enough for an organization to have a management system in place. It must be working effectively and delivering the intended outcomes. Taking action on issues identified during audits is a critical step. When an audit identifies non-conformities or areas for improvement, the organization must address these issues promptly to ensure they don't affect certification status. Finally, at the narrow end of the funnel, we make recertification decisions based on audit findings. This is the culmination of the process, where a decision is made on whether the organization's certification will be renewed based on its compliance with the standard and the effectiveness of its management system. These steps form a cycle of continuous improvement, ensuring that certified organizations do not just rest on their laurels, but are constantly pushing forward to better their processes, products, and services. The appeals process is a critical component of any certification system, providing a fair and transparent method for addressing any disagreements that arise from an audit's conclusions. Here's how the process unfolds. Firstly, we receive the appeal. This initial step involves documenting the process for receiving appeals from certified clients. It's important that this procedure is clear and accessible, ensuring that clients understand how to file an appeal. If they believe there has been an error or misunderstanding in the audit process, the next step is to evaluate the appeal. This is where the substance of the appeal is carefully reviewed to determine its validity and justification. It's a thorough process that examines the reasons for the appeal, the evidence presented, and whether the audit was conducted in line with the established standards and procedures. Once the evaluation is complete, a decision must be made. This decision is made impartially based solely on the findings of the evaluation. It's essential that those making the decision are not involved in the audit to avoid any potential conflict of interest or bias. Finally, we inform the client. The certified client is notified of the appeal decision and the closing of the appeal process. Communication should be clear and provide an explanation of the decision and any next steps if the appeal is upheld. Throughout this process, it's critical that the principles of fairness and impartiality are upheld to maintain the integrity of the certification process and ensure that all parties have confidence in the outcomes. The process for handling complaints in the context of certification involves several critical steps to ensure that each complaint is addressed fairly and effectively. The first step is to receive and document complaints related to certification. This initial phase is crucial as it involves logging the complaint in a manner that is systematic and consistent. It ensures that all relevant information about the complaint is captured and that there is a record to reference throughout the process. Next, we move on to investigate the complaints while ensuring confidentiality. This step involves a thorough examination of the complaint's details, ensuring that the investigation is carried out with discretion and respect for all parties' privacy. The investigation must be objective, and all findings should be well documented. The third step is to make decisions to resolve complaints impartially. This slide outlines the record-keeping requirements for client records as per ISO 17021. For application forms, they must be securely stored for the duration of certification. This means that from the moment a client submits an application form until the end of their certification period, the form must be kept in a secure manner. that protects against unauthorized access, loss, or damage. For audit reports, the requirement is that they be securely stored for a minimum of 5 years. Even after a certification cycle has ended, audit reports should be retained to provide a historical record of the findings, decisions, and actions taken. This period ensures that there is sufficient evidence available for any necessary review or in the case of appeals and complaints. The maintenance of these records is essential for several reasons. 1. Accountability. It provides a trail of documentation that demonstrates the certification body's due diligence and adherence to the standard. 2. Traceability. Should any questions arise about the certification decision, these records allow for a review of the process and the evidence that supported the decision. 3. Continuity. By maintaining these records, the certification body supports the integrity of the certification process over time, allowing for informed decisions in the event of recertification or follow-up audits. The security of these records is paramount as it involves sensitive client information that must be protected in accordance with privacy laws and good business practices. As we wrap up this presentation, I'd like to extend a big thank you to all of you for joining us today. Your engagement and eagerness to learn more about the ISO 17021 standard are what make these sessions so valuable. If you found this information helpful, please show your support by hitting the like button and subscribing to our channel. Your interaction helps us reach more people and share the knowledge that can empower organizations to achieve and maintain their certifications. And remember, for those of you looking to streamline your certification or recertification process, we have a comprehensive ISO documentation package waiting for you. It's just a click away in the description bar. These templates are designed to save you time and ensure you meet the requirements of the standard with ease. Once again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to bringing you more useful content soon. Don't forget to check out our ISO documentation package, and if you have any questions or need further assistance, please feel free to reach out. Stay compliant, and see you in the next video.